No matter what happens, bad luck is going to follow us. Like we got our own personal rain cloud, thunder cloud. They say champions must go through pain, but this was beyond pain. This is some of the most prophetic shit I've ever seen in my life. And Jeff Schultz has been a writer in Atlanta, I'm going to guess, over 20 years. He's been a writer for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution ever since I've been here. But this might be the most prophetic shit he ever said in his life. They say champions must go through pain, but this was beyond pain. This was beyond a necessary learning experience. This was beyond Atlanta. Ooh. Let me read some messages in your chat room in the chat room on Spreaker.com. Thank you for joining me. From Bootsy, should I add badass? He says, got my congratulations, Falcons, on a great season. Papa John's email coupon this morning. Papa John's feeling sorry for the Falcons. From Grego, them racists in Georgia are laughing too, fell. From Wody504, he says, I joke, but damn, y'all had that ish. Run the rock. And so Wody504 is somebody from New Orleans, our arch rival in the NFC South. Even he feels sorry for the Falcons in the city. From Fell Pay, right when the Falcons were about to develop a nationwide fan base. Right, we talked about, I'm laughing now, man, so that I don't cry. We've talked about this a lot over the last couple of weeks. They had a golden opportunity, man, to build a national fan base, just handling their business, and they did it. You know, for 2.5 quarters, they had done it. I mean, blowing out the New England Patriots, and then they reverted back to being Atlanta. Let me grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Doug, what up, team? This is the Picola Q, man. What's going on?
Picola Q, what up, bruh?
Man, bruh, it's a sad day in the city, man. It's a sad day. I'm at work now, man, and my patients, man, the look on their faces, man. I mean, it just looks like they are just like heart.
Bro, was that not the most deflating experience of your life last night? I'm not sure where you watched the game at. Like, what was the vibe like when the clock ran down to 0 and the Patriots scored that touchdown in overtime?
Dog, the vibe and the vibe of the room when Ryan took that sack and got them out of field goal range, and New England was gonna get the ball again. That right there, the room went silent. Everybody knew that the Patriots was going down and they was gonna go down and score and get the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
But see, my thing is, I'm just trying to wrap my head around why Atlanta is so cursed. Like, why? What did they do to deserve all of this haze that they've gotten? Like, after the NFC Championship, the Vic debacle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Eugene
ain't even on Sporting News Radio no more. You know what I'm saying?
Eugene Robinson, right? Yeah.
Hey, yeah, Eugene Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Hawks aren't going to win anything. Let's just get that out the way. They're not going to win. The Braves choke all the time. The Thrashers are gone. We don't even have. What did they do? Where? How can the city recover from this? Please help me.
Hey, bro, I appreciate the call. And he summed it up perfectly, man. Eugene Robinson. I listed some of the things earlier, man. Eugene Robinson, the Hawks. I mean, it's unbelievable. We lost the hockey team. You know, which I'm not the biggest hockey fan, clearly. But, I mean, we used to have black ice. The Stewies, remember, we used to take busloads of listeners down to the hockey games when the Thrashers were here, man. And it was cool, you know. It was cold as hell in the damn games. But, I mean, we lost the damn hockey team after a couple years. I think they were only here, they were here less than a decade. And I don't know. Somebody said something earlier about, we got rid of Freaknik. Something else I just thought about is this new stadium. You remember they bought out, it was a church, and I can't remember the name of the church that was right next door that didn't want to sell the land. And I think the city and the city government claimed like eminent domain and basically made the church sell their property and made them get up and leave. Like, that's not good. I don't think the good Lord liked that. Right. They pulled a card and was like, listen, I don't care that y'all don't want to stay, that y'all, want to keep your property. We need this land so that Arthur Blank, our resident billionaire team owner, can build his stadium here. And they made them people get up and leave. And yeah, I mean, everybody else, and I'm trying to remember the story exactly how it went, but everybody else, they wanted to expand into some of the areas where some of the businesses were at, the Falcons, and everybody else sold, no problem. Yeah, we'll take it, and I think they overpaid or whatever. And this church, they didn't want to go. It was like they've been here for over 100 years, and this is a historical church, and the civil rights movement had a lot to do with this church, and this, that, and the other. We don't want to go. You can keep your money, even though you're going to overpay us. And the city came in and was like, nah, you got to come up off that, shawty. Yeah, and I don't know exactly the details of what happened at the end. I don't know, maybe the church was all in it, but originally, the original way that it went down is they didn't want to sell, or they didn't want to take what the Falcons wanted to give them, even though it was more than market value, and it, ultimately they decided to give it to them, and the city pulled a card and was like, you got to do it or whatever, man, and it was just bad. And maybe that has something to do with what happened last night, man. I don't know. And people always scream about karma and this, that, and the other, man, but this is just too much. This is just, like, what do we got to do to right this wrong, man? Like, good Lord, what do we need to do to fix this? Because right now it's just too much to bear. It's too much to bear right now. What do we need to do as a people, as a city, as a sports fan base? What do we need to do to right whatever wrong that we did? Huh? Wow. The minute you start to believe, and man, I'm telling you, like, everybody was patting me on my back last night. Stu, you called it. You called it. When they were up 28-3. You called it. I did a little video. I need to take that damn video down off my Facebook page. After one of the touchdowns, I think the touchdown where we went up 28-0, I did a little Facebook Live video and just, showed reaction to where I was at last night. Once again, like 1,300 people. And I just showed reaction, and I just kept screaming, I told y'all. I mean, what? I mean, I was the only person in America said that was going to happen last night. It was going to go down like that. So I'm looking good. And then Atlanta happened. And then the Atlanta Falcons happened. The cats that were with me, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the cats that I was around at this event last night, they kept saying, man, they still got a lot of time left. I kept saying to them, are you crazy? They don't have enough time. They don't have enough time to come back and win this game. Bro, I don't know. Belichick and Brady. I was like, bro, listen to me. Trust me on this. There's no way they can lose this game. Mathematically, there's no way that the Patriots are going to come back and score enough points to pass the Atlanta Falcons. Because the Falcons, remember now, they have the best offense in the league. They're going to score, a field goal here and there. Let's just say that. They're probably going to score touchdowns, sparingly to add to the league. But at least they're going to get a couple of field goals, which would put it out of reach. So, bro, I'm telling you, relax. And when Matt Ryan took that sack, that's the first time that I kind of, stepped back and said to my boy, I was like, man, bro, this ain't good. At that second, before that, I was telling everybody around, man, relax. There's no way they're going to lose. They can't. This is a professional sports team. They got guys that do this for a living. They know football. There's not enough time for them to lose the game at this point, at this score. And when Matt Ryan took that sack, taking him out of field goal range to make it a 2-score game, I looked at my boy and I was like, bro, this ain't good. From Jam 2, neither church wanted to sell. It was forced on them. There were 2 churches. Yeah, once again, I don't remember the story. And this happened, all of this conversation went down 3-4 years ago, before they started building the stadium. And it was a big thing here. Like, I'm never going to go against the Lord. I'm never going to go against the church, in this type of conversation. And for whatever reason, and I guess I just knew because I'm talking about it, I need to look up the details of what happened exactly. But I just remember they not wanting to sell. And everybody was like, oh, well, Arthur Blank, he brought this team and he spends money on the Falcons. Why don't you help out Arthur Blank and go ahead and sell your land? We don't want to sell our land, man. We've been here for forever, We've been here forever. We don't want to sell our land. They can build around us. They can build on the other side of where they want to, build or whatever. Go the other direction. Don't come this direction. And the city stepped in and was like, nah, y'all going to have to come up off that. And they ultimately did. And once again, I think that they got fair market value. They got more than fair market value from what I remember. But it didn't matter. It was just a bad look. From What Up Falcons. He says, I blame Devontae Freeman and his damn 2 Live Crew agent. Damn, what? Devontae did miss the block last night. Like, I don't know what happened. I think that was some type of miscommunication. He missed the block where Matt got, it was either, I can't remember, either the sack in which they got out of field goal range or the sack in which he fumbled. It might have been both. I can't remember. But he did miss a block where the dude just came straight in and tore Matt Ryan's frame out the ass. Or ass out the frame, you know what I mean. And that was bad. So people want to blame Devontae now for missing that block. That's what I heard when I was leaving last night. That was the big discussion, one of the groups of bros at the event that I was at. Devontae worried about his damn contract and he can't, make key blocks. Man, Devontae Freeman had a phenomenal year. He deserves every penny that he asked for. Okay? That was bad last night, but that wasn't the main cause. The main cause, you know how they always say you got to be an adult about it? You got to blame the adults. In this situation, the adults are the coaches and the coaching staff, and the kids, in that analogy, are the players. The adults should have known that they couldn't make a pass in that situation last night when they're on the 22-yard line. They got to kick it as 23 out of 24 from that distance. The adults can't pass in that situation. Kyle Shanahan, the adult in this scenario, can't pass the football. The adult and the head coach, Dan Quinn, has to veto any dumbass call that comes down from the booth about throwing the ball in that situation. Right. They have to be the men about this situation. They have to be the bigger men, and they weren't. So I'm not going to put all of the blame on Matt Ryan. I'm not going to put all of the blame on Devontae Freeman. I'm not going to put all of the blame on the Falcons coaches. But I will say this. If anybody, if you're doling out blame, I think more of the blame has to go with the coaches. Period. They should know better. Simple as that. They should know better. They should know better. Period. This is what you do. This is your job. Just like it's a kicker's job to make field goals, and I don't expect your ass to miss, it's your job to be a coach and to make smart plays and to know in that situation you can't lose the football game. There's no way possible for you to lose the football game. There's none. There's no way possible that you should lose that football game last night. Period. I don't care how many plays the Patriots made. I don't care how many plays y'all didn't make. To make that call in that down distance, that scenario with everything on the line is your fault.